It only took a week for Drew Barrymore to ride out her emotional wave after she announced she was bringing her show back while the writer's strike is still going on, and then for her to pump the brakes and decide that she is pausing the show until the writer's strike ends. Let's take a look at this, not from a PR angle necessarily, but from the angle of her energetics. In case you're new here, my name's Fani. I've been a human design analyst since 2018, and I have helped hundreds of people to better understand themselves and the people in their lives through the lens of human design. As a 4/6 emotional authority manifesting generator, Drew Barrymore is here to connect with others and be a demonstration of emotional wellness. She's a multifaceted personality with the ability to speed through processes required to quickly get things done. All right, now I did a deep dive on Drew's prosperity sequence. These are the four spheres that will tell us about your contribution to society and ideally how you can be really abundant and prosperous. And when we go into Drew's prosperity sequence, it really does explain everything about this whole mess of a PR week for her. We'll start with Drew's vocation sphere, which is in the gate of insight. It's worth noting that she's got her ajna center undefined. This is where the gate of insight is in the body graph. And so, though she has it defined, this is something that she has inconsistent access to. It's a core wound for Drew that she's supposed to just know what the right answer is, especially given the fact that she's a Nepo baby to the nth degree. Both adults and children in Hollywood have looked to Drew for answers or direction because she's got the connections and experience that should equal success. This was even more evident this week in her since deleted apology video when she so proudly claimed that this isn't a PR message, it's all me. Like, sweetie, that goes without saying. No PR person worth paying would have suggested you do any of this. So next we'll take a look at her culture sphere, which is in the gate of friendship. And I just thought that this was so sweet and perfect. I really can't handle that this is where her culture sphere is, because not only is it in the gate of friendship, but it's a line 4, which is all about the energy of connecting and making friends. The gate of friendship is meant to hear other people out, to lift people up and shine a light on what makes them special. And that's supposed to be what she's doing for the collective. You could say it's her cultural contribution. Now, I've never seen the Drew Barrymore show, but it sounds like that's what she's doing with it, bringing people on and creating a space to celebrate with them and empathize with them. Okay, so here's my controversial take. I think that Drew did this in a very classic, let me sabotage my own success because things are just going too well for me right now kind of moment. She has been experiencing a sense of freedom, which is the gift of her brand sphere, in a way that she hasn't in her literally lifelong career. She's always been a pop culture figure that people have had a lot of opinions about, whether people were judging the partying phase of her youth or the way people spoke about her body in the 90s and early aughts. She's fought back against haters for a long time. The shadow of her brand sphere is victimization, with the dilemma, of course, being drama. But who's been hating Drew recently? No one. She's been like America's frickin' sweetheart. So her nervous system might have just needed a shot of drama, and she's got it now. When she steps into the gifts of her vocation, culture, and brand, Drew unlocks the gift of her pearl, which is the gate of crisis. In the Gene Keys, we call this the way of humanity. I've got to be honest. First and foremost, we support the WGA, we support unions. But I do think that Drew's heart was actually in the right place when she made the choice to take her show back on the air. She's just like so far removed from the realities of what the writer's strike is actually about that she doesn't understand. Like, she thinks that she's really doing the right thing for people. Like, she genuinely does believe that her show is something that serves humanity. She sees her show as a cure to the pain of a turbulent society. And that's great, but she got caught up in her emotional wave when she made this decision, and she likely didn't give herself enough time to really check in and ride her way back to neutral before making big, bold announcements. Especially considering that her one emotional wave that makes her an emotional authority is out of gate 55, which is her brand sphere, and this is a tribal circuit. So this doesn't absolve or make the decision correct necessarily, but it does explain why she made the impulsive decision that she made. Isn't it cool to be able to just see why someone is the way that they are? I've got more celebrity readings on the way, so tap the follow button for more. Comment below to let me know what celebrity you want to know more about. And tap the link in my bio to order a recorded reading or check out my signature program teaching you how to use human design in real life, the Enrich Formula.